Good morning, students. Welcome to the another video lecture of data structure. In previous video, we were talk about basic meaning of data, basic meaning of information, meaning of structure. What is data structure? What are the type of data structure like primitive and non-primitive data structures? In this lecture, we are going to study types of data structure. So in figure, we can see two types of data structure. First one is inbuilt data structures. For example, we have studied in previous lecture, we were talking there primitive data structures. So primitive data structures are inbuilt data structure. Second type of data structure is user defined data structure. So user defined data structures are array, list, files. List of different two data, linear list, non-linear list. Linear have different stack and queue, non-linear have different tree and graph. So this thing we are going to study into this video lecture. So let's take inbuilt data structure first. So inbuilt data structure are the integer, float, character, pointer. So all these are the basic data types into the languages which we are going to use for the different coding. We all know that integer is a variable. That variable can store values of natural number only, and integer will require 2-bit or 4-bit as per the configuration of your CPU, or we can say your system. If we are using any Windows operating system, then it will require 2-bit, but if we are using Linux operating system, then integer will require 4-bit for storing any value. So this is the primitive data structure or inbuilt data structure, integer. So basically this data structure will store the data into a specific memory location as per the requirement. If we are using Windows, then 2-bit. If we are using the Linux, then 4-bit. So that integer will allocate a specific bits location for storing the value of a variable. So that will organize that variable's value onto that specific 2 or 4 bits. So that will be a specific structure for the that data. What is data? That means that variable have some specific value, so that value will be our data, and that specific location will be our structure. So integer will store that value into a specific structure, means a specific bit, so that integer will be known as a primitive data structure. If we are using a float data type, so float data type will basically use a 4-bit for storing a value. So for storing a variable's value, we will require specific 4-bit into our memory location. So that memory location of 4-bit will be our structure, and the value of our variable will be our data. So float will store that variable's value on a specific structure, specific bits. Next thing is double will require 8 bits. So in specific 8 bits we can store our variables value. So that will be our primitive data structure. For primitive data structure, we are not creating any structure specifically, but we are allocating a specific bits into a memory location, so that will be known as a structure of our data type. So these are the primitive data types, means inbuilt data types. In pointer we can say, what is pointer? So pointer basically stores the address of other variable, Means, for an example, we have two variables, integer a and integer b. So integer a is a pointer variable and integer b is a simple variable. So integer b will have a specific value and integer b will be stored on a specific bits, means specific address. So that will address will be stored into our pointer variable, which is integer a. So value of integer a will be address of integer b. So value of integer a is 7866321 and address of variable a is 7865321. So here we can see, for storing address of our integer b, we are generating another variable integer a. So that integer a will be a data structure for the our integer b. Means we are giving a specific bit to store our variable's value. So in this, pointer will be known as a primitive data structure again. Next, let's take an example of non-primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structure means which are not inbuilt. It can be a user defined. First example are array. So we all know the definition of array. Array is a bunch of variable with same data type, means we can store a large amount of variables of same data types in a particular variable. So here in example we can say our array is of size 5. So our indices will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So array will store different variables into these indices. Means array is not a inbuilt data structure. We are creating array. If we are writing a size of 5 is equal to, we are giving value 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that variables a0, a1, a2, a3 and a4 will have value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that values will be stored into them different bits, but we are creating that array element for storing our values. So array will be our non-primitive data structure. Second example of non-primitive data structure is stack. Stack is basically first in last out or last in first out structure. Let's take an example. In this slide we can see example of books. We have stack of 4 books. If we have to add a book into this stack, so we have to put it onto a top. If we have to remove a book from this stack, so we can only remove from the top. So this is a basically a non-primitive data structure. In this type of data structure we can store values in sequential manner, but we cannot remove value from anywhere. So in stack we can only add and remove elements from the top only. Second example of non-primitive data structure is queue. We all have experienced a queue in our real life. If we are going to a theater and buying a ticket, so we have to stay in a queue. In that queue, there will be a person at the front and there will be a person at the tail. So in queue there is a condition, only first come will first serve. Means if any person is arrived first, so ticket will be given to him first. Any person is came last, so ticket will be given him last. Another example of non-primitive data structure is tree. Here we can see an example of tree into figure. We have node A which have 3 branches. They have 3 childs B, C and D. B child have 2 different child E and F. C child have different one child G. D have different 2 child H and I, and G have different 2 child J and K. So if we have to traverse through a path from A to Z, so we have to connect node A, C, G and J. If we have to traverse path A to H, so we have to go through A, D and H. So this is a basic example of tree. Next example of non-primitive data structure is graph. We have different 3 forms are here. In figure 1 we can see different 6 nodes, they are merged together. In figure 2 different 6 nodes are merged together, and figure 3 different 3 nodes are merged together. So here we can see in figure 2 there is an example of tree. So basically we can say a graph is a superset and tree is a subset. Means tree can be a part of any graph. Trees mainly essential condition is tree will be not generate a circular path in it. In this example we can see there is no circular path in this, but graph can generate a circular path different between different nodes. So these are the non primitive data structures. Okay, so this lecture was basically for the different data structures available in the data structure subject, which are primitive data structures and non-primitive data structures. So we have studied different primitive data structure like integer, float, double, pointer, and non-primitive data structures like array, then tree, graph, queue, stack. Okay, so this is it for this lecture. Thank you, students.